Just hanging out at my aunt's place. Lana, did you want to come? You don't know who her aunt is, but that sounds like a pretty relaxed Saturday. You shoot her back a quick yes and decide to investigate breakfast. Looks like both your parents have gone out for the day already. The car's gone. You pour yourself some cereal and your phone rings. Morning. You look busy with your cereal. I wasn't going to just not answer it. What's up? It's too hard to explain how to get to my aunt's place, so I figured I'd ring quickly, find a place to meet, so I can walk with you there. Oh, sure. Do you know where my place is? It's just around from the school along the forest track, not far from the highway. Oh yeah, I know what you mean. Meet you out on the street? And I don't have to awkwardly knock on the wrong door a few times to find you? Yeah. That's easy. Give me 30 minutes? Sure. I'll see you then. You quickly finish up your cereal and head upstairs for a quick shower and get dressed into something hanging in your wardrobe. Looking out the window onto the street, you can see Emily wandering around. You run up to Emily as you're still pulling on your jacket sleeves over your funky band t-shirt. Hey, there you are. I was convinced I was running around the wrong place. Ready? Yeah. Alright. Emily leads you both off in what you assume is the direction of her aunt's place. You're assuming it's some kind of a small cottage in the back of someone's property. I have a bit of a confession to make. Willow may have told me your secret. From yesterday. Yeah, I honestly had a suspicion when I first met you. Full disclosure, that thing with the skeleton was me setting it on fire with magic. That's kind of my thing. That makes sense. And yeah, I know Willow was magical too. We sort of worked together. Wait, you knew I had some kind of power? Well, I could tell that you were different. But I couldn't tell if that meant I had a crush on you or you had magical powers. Or both. The reason I'm springing this on you now is because my aunt's place is a little magical. It flies or something? Why would it fly? It's a house. I don't know, does the magical stuff fly? Is there like a broomstick big enough? Hey, the broomstick thing is just in TV shows. I can't fly. Okay. But it's okay, I do other cool stuff. But no, it's not a flying house. It's kind of like a hangout safe space for magic folk. We'll kind of rally there when something bad is going down. Like after the threatening announcement. Yeah, exactly. My fault, by the way. You really are trouble. Oh, you love it. This is it, the Pickled Skunk Tavern. You step inside the old building and take a look around the tavern. Emily's aunt cheerfully waves at you from behind the bar while seeming to be busy with something. Hello. Emily waves back, and you both walk over to a spot where Alana and Willow are sitting together at one of the tables off to one side. Both you and Emily slide into a seat alongside Alana and Willow. Hey, how you doing, Mr. Muscles? Yeah, good. Sorry I mentioned what happened in the woods to Emily. I was kind of looking for advice. It's okay. I'm still a bit weird about everything. I don't really know what to make of it. But it's exciting news, right? You must be excited to learn you're gifted. I'd be more excited if I knew what it was. Well, what do you think your powers could be? Have you ever noticed something and thought, that's strange? Not about myself. Seeing Molly's horns when no one else seems to notice was the only strange thing, I think. Molly isn't that strange. She's actually pretty cute. She's a demon. I've actually been hanging out with her a bit lately. She's pretty cool. Maya and I have been playing video games with her lately too. Oh, cool. Well, Becky didn't say it was going to be important right away. I guess you'll have to be patient. Which sucks, I know. But we're here for you if you need us. Oh, thanks. What about you? What are your powers? Well, for me, witches get what's called a fascination as a teenager. It's something that their magical potential is shaped around. For years, all I wanted was to see my dad again, and so my powers manifested as will-o-wisps, which are kind of like ghost fire. I can make any shape with it, but it isn't truly a ghost, it's still just fire. Like I can make any ghost animal if I concentrated hard enough. It still burns to the touch, but I can extinguish it at will. Which is why Willow hasn't killed me over burning down the forest yet. Willow shoots a disapproving look over at Emily. I have similar powers to my parents. As druids, we're connected to nature in a different way. When I touch plants and other similar living things, I can feel a connection to the vast network of all life. And I have some control about moving some of that life energy around. It's sort of like if it was all a great ocean made up of each little thing as a puddle. If I concentrate, I can scoop up some of the water and then pour some of it into a glass, and then use that water to help things. At least that's how my dad explains it. Hey, Xylo. You're not late. I started early. I also kind of wanted to get past the boring beginning half an hour that I've seen 100 times, you know. Anyway, I don't know how best to put it. It sounds complicated. A little. I have so much to learn. But my parents are both good teachers. I'm lucky in that respect. What about you, Alana? Well, I inherited my powers from my mother. I can fly around pretty easily. You should look at Emily who frowns at you. My spacesuit that I keep on me most of the time has a whole bunch of defensive systems, some translation devices and other little things. And all Talrayans have the innate ability to construct things from energy, sort of like making a sculpture out of sand. You shape it with patience and build it together and it'll become solid. That's how all of our buildings are constructed, and we can rebuild people sometimes. We don't have any issues with natural resources, only space. Well, we didn't used to. Don't worry, we'll get a chance to fix it. I'm gonna be super disappointed if it turns out my superpower is to cook 2-minute noodles in a minute and a half. My claims to do that already. The secret is to eat it half cooked. Damn it. What if it's something innate? What do you mean? Like something that makes you immune from different types of magic. Like some kind of protection magic. Makes sense. Molly doesn't stand out as much because she uses a glamour to protect herself. Want me to try and set you on fire to check? Easy pass. You sure? Anyway, is this place usually this empty? Yeah, during the day, yeah. At night it picks up a little bit. I come here most nights. Often Kiana's training at home or is at the football field. It's nice to hang out here, and Miss Darling is super nice to me. Also, usually, we watch the ball to check for magical monsters and such. Ball? Crystal ball is a bit of a cliche. This one isn't made of crystal, but with a bit of practice you can use it to search for harsh vibes. My one is pretty good at it, I'm only just learning. I can detect a little bit of trouble myself. Lately it's mostly been a lot of skeletons marching through the forest, which has made the forest spirits super anxious. Often we've been patrolling through the forest to try and lay the bones to rest, which is actually good nutrients for the soil. That's how we found Alana in the first place. She fell out of the sky one night while Kiana and I were fighting skeletons. Yeah. I'm actually kind of lucky that you found me. And I didn't land into a crowded crypt or something. I bet. Are you going to be patrolling tonight? Usually someone is. Could I come? Normally I'd love the company, but until we figure out what your powers are, I'd just be worrying the whole time that you get hurt. And not just from skeletons. The amount of times Kiana comes home with burnt clothes on is enough to worry about. Yeah, it's not like I can hurt her. She needs to stop getting in the way. Please don't go looking for trouble. You need to be patient until you can take the time to practice with your powers. Okay. Just want to be part of the gang, you know? You already are. You coming here and learning about our secret is induction enough. Eventually we're going to need your help. We're the ones that want you on the team. Aw, thanks. Your pocket vibrates and you see a message from your mum wondering where you are. Oh, that's mum. I better start heading home. Oh, okay. You're welcome to come back here anytime. Thanks. You exchange a few waves with everyone sitting at the table, and a quick wave to Emily's aunt behind the counter as you walk out. The sun's starting to set, so you hustle on home. As you shuffle in the front door, your dad's in the kitchen, who waves to you as you head upstairs. You turn on your computer just to check her messages. You can see that Maya and Molly are in a game together, but you don't really feel like joining. You feel tired but not sleepy. A cloud of thoughts prevents you from having any kind of motivation to commit to an activity. You decide to flop onto your bed and stare up out the window. Meeting Pecky is still on your mind, and being out all day today didn't really distract you that much. You wonder what tomorrow will be like. Maybe you could go and hang out with friends again. Maybe it's time to finally ask someone to the prom. The big meeting. You don't sleep very well, but that's becoming a recurring theme. It's almost midday by the time you find the energy to even check your phone, and it's actually stacked with messages. You're surprised you didn't hear it vibrate before. Skimming through the messages, you see there's some kind of meeting going on at the Skunk. Looks like everyone is going to be there. You drag yourself out of bed and throw on some clothes. Without too much thought, you kind of know where you're supposed to be going. But you're not super sure that you've been there before. You feel kind of foggy in general. You step out into the sun feeling anxious about being late, but it's just sort of anxious in general about whatever kind of crisis could be going on. You wonder if this is more skeleton stuff. As you walk past Maya's place, you wonder if she's in. It's probably a safe bet she called everyone if it's skeleton related. Your phone keeps blowing up, as it seems like you've been added to a group chat with 8 other people. And most of the messages are hassling Sophie to get out of bed. You hastily reply that you're not far away. Hey, Mr. Muscles, come over here, we have a booth. You follow Emily into one corner of the room to find Willow, Maya, June, Alana, Kiana, and Molly sitting around a very large table. You get a weird sense of deja vu about the place. They all sort of wave, and you and Emily sit down next to Molly, who smiles over at the two of you. Still nothing from Sophie? It's just left on red. It's just like Sophie. Who knows when she'll get here? Well, I'm gonna start without her then. Maya puts her laptop onto the table and spins it around so most people can see. I found something about the mysterious announcement last week. It isn't proof of identity, but it seems to be some kind of blog where minor villains swap tips and brag about their conquests. That's super cringy. Why does our arch nemesis have to be super cringy? Well, I wouldn't say that's our arch nemesis. Anyway, whether or not our nemesis has a cringy private diary blog or not, finding it has given us a warning. He's been planning some kind of siege of the school. He's currently raising a whole bunch of skeletons to march them onto the school grounds tomorrow when it reopens. Wait, that means he's at least familiar with the school schedule since it's been closed on and off. Yeah, that was my thought. My best guess is that it is someone in the faculty. What if it's a student? I mean, I guess it's possible, but how would a student become a necromancer? It's not like we go to some magical school that has a library full of evil, restricted books, and we share a library with the whole town. Could it be anyone in the whole town? It could be someone's parent? I don't think it has anything to do with who has access to the library. Maybe it's something more related to the crypt. Should we tell our parents? Yeah, I named the main character Mr. Muscles because I thought it would be really funny. And every time I say it, it gets funnier somehow. Mum says that the mum group chat is already freaking out. That would be an easy way to keep school closed forever. And prom would be cancelled forever. Emily, do you think we could use the crystal ball to try and find the skeletons? It's not crystal, it's just a ball. And yeah, maybe. I'll go have a look. Shout if anything is important. You watch Emily get up and walk across the room to a small table. Maya looks over to you and Molly, who have both been quiet the whole time. What do you think we should do? You awkwardly look over at Molly, who shrugs. That's okay, just didn't want you to feel like you couldn't contribute. It's sometimes hard to get a word in sideways with some of these people. Maya gestures to Kiana, who's been uncharacteristically quiet so far. Hey. Alana lets out a giggle. I'm just trying to diffuse the tension. Hey, everyone, come over here. You turn to see Emily frantically waving everyone over to the table that the ball is at. I found Sophie. Oh no, where is she? I can't tell. I know that she's in trouble. I believe and I can see that. Okay, so I haven't mastered the ball. Can we shut up and go look for her? What about the attack on the school? You were absolutely not about to tell me that is more important. No, are they related? I assume it's the same guy. This wasn't mentioned in the plan? Nothing like this. Something must be really wrong. Sophie isn't using her powers. Where would we even start to look? Well, it has to be indoors somewhere, right? Like someone's house? The library? The school? We should split up and check everywhere, honestly. How about Molly, Kiana, and I will walk up and down the streets. If Sophie's somewhere, we should be able to hear a call for help. How? She's gagged with a rope. She's got some funky supersonic thing. Trust me, we'd know if she's nearby. How about June and Willow go check the library? And Maya and Alana check the school. And Mr. Muscles, are you going to be okay staying here? Am I going to be okay staying here? So, I could go with Kiana and Molly. I could go with Maya and Alana. I could go with June and Willow. Or I could stay here. And pat the cat, which honestly, very attractive option. Highly underrated. Good idea. Someone needs to stay here in case she comes back. And you can look after Shadow. Emily's cat comes up to her and meows at the mention of her name. Yeah, sure. You'll be safe, okay? Everyone waves as they slowly head out the door, leaving you alone with Shadow. She's gonna be fine, isn't she? How should I know? They keep the orb up on a table I can't reach. She didn't tell you I could talk? No. Why are you being a coward and staying behind? What? Staying here is an important job. Sure, but I could have done it on my own. 46 years old, I don't need a babysitter. You're pretty sure the cat is pulling a mocking face at you. Well, there's skeletons and magic and stuff out there. I don't even know how to use whatever special thing I'm supposed to be, or if I have anything at all. Does it matter? Plenty of ordinary people are heroes just the same. It's not about being better than other people or being special. It's about doing your best to help others that can't help themselves. It's already so tough out there. Humans are so cruel to each other, even without wild, evil villains and whatnot. You just have to be a small beacon of light in this dark world. Is that a Luxor reference? What? Huh, you're a big nerd. Whatever, dude. I'm gonna go and see if next door owner's back from work yet and snag me some fish bits. They have the best food. Good luck with the whole maybe being special thing. Thanks or whatever. You watch Shadow walk out and end up just awkwardly sitting around, sometimes checking the group chat, waiting nervously. Any luck? No, nothing. I couldn't get a hold of her mum either. Well, that isn't particularly out of the ordinary either. She works long hours. Damn. Maybe check the ball for any changes? You look around at a group of angry and sad faces. Well, it's even worse now. I can't see her at all. Is that bad news? Well, not necessarily. If she was badly hurt or worse, we'd definitely see her. Maybe it means she's been moved? Can we all stay here tonight? I don't want to stay by the ball in case something happens. We should actually all stay together in case something happens. I've got a whole bunch of sleeping bags upstairs. I'll be back in a sec. Really? I didn't pick you for the outdoorsy type. I'm not, but my family has a full moon kind of ritual. It's a whole thing. Anyway, I'll be back in a minute. You flick your mum a quick text message just to let her know that you're staying over at Maya's place. She doesn't seem to mind so much. Wow, it's starting to rain. It sounds kind of relaxing. Something we could all use right now. Definitely. Maya and Alana rush in, just barely missing the rain getting heavier. Close one. Anything? No luck. No sign of skeletons either. Declan was there for some music thing though, which was super weird. Declan. What if he's the skeleton guy? Oh, I doubt it. But we should be careful just in case. Emily comes down from upstairs with a huge pile of sleeping bags and blankets. Okay, so I got enough sleeping bags for all of us. Oh, hey, anything? We didn't have any luck. Anything with a ball at least? No, it's become less helpful. Maybe I'm too stressed to work it right. I wish my aunt was around. It's good that we're all together. We should stay here tonight for safety. We should all get cozy and try to get some sleep. I'm gonna try and watch the ball, and I'll wake someone up to swap when I get tired. We should definitely rest, especially if there's gonna be a big skeleton attack tomorrow. We have to fight through and rescue Sophie. You met with a series of unenthusiastic grumbles as everyone shuffles around to take a sleeping bag from Emily. Everyone sort of wanders about trying to find the best spot to lay out their bag, and you all end up scattered about the center of the room. You try and lay down in one section and rest your eyes. It doesn't take much for you to finally get some rest. Maybe there's something wrong with your bed at home. How is it that sleeping on a wooden floor knocks you right out? You sleep pretty lightly considering. Every now and again, becoming more aware of how someone else stirring or the occasional rogue snore. You wake up to some whispering and giggling. Craning your neck upwards, you can see Molly and Emily sitting on the floor against a wall in the corner. You get up and slowly sneak over to them, tiptoeing around a drooling Maya. Hey, you sleep yet? I couldn't. I felt bad leaving Emily to stay up on her own. I'm not really tired yet. And Molly has been keeping me good company, telling me stories about what her family is like, and what her mum's told her about Yala. Yala? Oh yeah, so my mum was born. Oh, all demons and stuff? It's actually kind of a hateful word. When people from Yala first came to Earth, the church vilified them rather than help them. Oh, jeez, I'm sorry. It's okay, you didn't know. My people are all magical and really only get to use it to hide because of centuries of hate. It's really depressing. Oh, and we listened to a podcast for a little while. The one where a guy just describes things from his balcony. Oh, you know it? Yeah. Emily turns her head to Molly and whispers into her ear. Why don't you go and get some sleep? I'll make Mr. Muscles keep me company. Molly almost interrupts her with a yawn. Yeah, okay. Good night, you two. You both watch Molly meander over to an empty space and slide into a sleeping bag. I really like how this family has all kind of come together. I don't think there's anyone else in the world that I trust more to come and find me if something happened. Yeah, I've been going through a rough time lately, and you've all been super accepting. Honestly, really heartwarming. Aw, I'm glad. Even though some of us have only known each other a short time, I've come to really like this gang. Yeah, same. You get to talk to Molly much? A little. She was telling me a little bit about how things were before she got here, and how her mum's a bit much. Yeah, I understand. I can kind of tell she's just getting by. I just want to hug her and make it all better. I know exactly what you mean. Anyway, you should get back to sleep. I'm gonna wake someone else up to take my place soon anyway. You sure? Yeah, go on. Alright. You slip back into your sleeping bag and shoot a look back over at Emily, who seems worried. She probably just wants some time to try and concentrate on the ball or collect her thoughts. Best to try and get some sleep for real. You wake up slowly, still groggy. Feels like the sun has only just started to come up. You roll over slowly and sit up, trying to get your brain working. You hear the front door slowly open, barely creaking. Am I still dreaming? Sophie? Oh hey, did I miss the slumber party? You hear Alana stir from behind you. Sophie's here? Sophie's here! Alana runs over and hugs Sophie so hard that they almost both fall over. What happened? How did you escape? You can hear the others slowly waking up around you as Alana's excited voice bounces off the walls. Sophie, you're okay. There's lots of excited exchanges and hugs that go on before Sophie finally gets a chance to explain what happened. Well, first, I'm not sure how he grabbed me. He must have used some magic spell or something because it made everything spin. And then he took me down into this secret room in the mausoleum. It's kind of like an old castle. We checked the graveyard. We were hoping to get a vibe for you, but we couldn't find anything. That's okay, I wasn't really in any danger. He was just trying to figure out what was going on. Did you answer his questions? Yeah, most of them were real dumb. He's a bit overdramatic. That's not a surprise. He keeps an online blog about being a villain. Once I was feeling a bit more focused, I just slipped out of there. It was pretty easy to pass through the ropes. So you can shift through things? Yeah, it isn't that hard once you get the hang of it. Mum hates it though, I always give her a fright. Did you learn anything about his plans? Oh yes, he kept monologuing, like non-stop. He's gonna try and ruin the prom for us. Killing us is too easy a fate, she said. Ruining our teenage years and making us live in sadness is much more satisfying, apparently. Any clues to his secret identity? No, weirdly. I couldn't really tell. I wonder how he got onto the school's PA then. Only one question left. How much time are we going to waste standing around here before you let me go turn this guy to dust? Great question. We might as well go and investigate the mausoleum. Are you going to be okay going back there, showing us the way? Yeah, I'm fine, really. Also, I kind of want to see Kiana squish this guy. Alright, let's go then. The graveyard isn't very far away, and while it doesn't take up very long to get there, the sun is already up and at a full brightness, which is a little much for your tired eyes. Walking among some of the plots carefully, you struggle to find a clear path through the gravestones. The space looks completely different during the day. You spot Willow touching the flowers on each grave that had begun to droop, to get them back to standing upright. Each time she does, Toby does a little cheer from her overall pocket. She catches you staring a little bit. I wish they would take better care of the graveyard. It's starting to get a little overgrown. Well, it's got to be basically abandoned for some weird skeleton dude to move in, right? Makes sense. I wonder how he ended up in this place. It's so remote out here. Oh, he'll probably tell us. He's really that chatty, huh? Worse. Hey, Alana. Yeah? Remind me not to write any monologues for my evil characters in our campaign. LeMayo, yeah, okay. Did she really just say LeMayo out loud? Yeah, she does that. I wish she'd stop quoting memes out loud. I liked it better when the only English she knew was from TV shows. Yo, you all getting in here or what? You look over at Maya who's standing in front of the big stone mausoleum entrance. Did you check it for traps? I'm pretty sure people don't bother with that in real life. Famous last words. Let me go first then. I'll crush anything that jumps out at me. Sounds good to me. Lead the way. After walking down a long stone hallway that had indents for sealed caskets, Sophie guides the group towards a door that felt a little hidden. This is it. What do we do here? Just kick it down? Yep, let's go. Kiana kicks the big door off its hinges effortlessly, and the wood debris scatters everywhere. The light is weird and ghostly. Up a short flight of stairs is what appears to be a large throne, and behind it, a small gated opening that looks like it leads into a cave. Tall, slender, and bone white, you spot him. What the hell? Oh, it's the wannabe heroes. Thought you'd come and save the day? Kiana wastes no time in running straight towards him, fist raised. How impatient. Kiana throws an epic punch, which sends bones bouncing all around the room. She strikes a pose. Are we done now? I don't think so. You really did think it would be that easy, didn't you? You watch as an identical copy of the Skeleton King walks up out of the cave. I'm not just some skeleton that you can turn into dust so easily. I'm an ancient spirit, and any skeleton can be my vessel. Again, one of the best tracks in the game. Yeah, this one definitely slaps. The new Maya theme that's coming out in the next update, I think is my new favorite. It's like kind of prime, not gonna lie. You watch the Skeleton King kick Kiana down the stairs to the others. Kiana! Willow rushes over to her and helps her up. All around you, you feel everyone tense up ready to fight. You don't really know what you can do here, but you raise your fists all the same. June raises her sword and takes a step forward, ready to strike. Hang on a minute, let me talk to him. What? Yeah, just throw me up there. Okay. June sort of slides the blade over to the bottom of the stairs. What's this, you're surrendering? Not a chance, bud. What? A talking sword is your best shot? Listen here, Chief. I'm kind of the big bad in these parts. And I've got this whole master plan thing you're kind of getting in the way of. I could say the same about you. Coming here, breaking into my lair. I got something good going on here. Do you know how long it took me to set up Netflix down here? I get it, no one loves binge watching a show more than I do. But if you kill the kids, I'm stuck on the sword, and I can't have that. Should we really be letting them talk like this? That's probably fine. I never planned on killing them. I just kind of wanted to ruin their big day. But now that they've broken into my house, destroyed my front door, I'm thinking of changing my mind. June, it's time to let me cut this loser. I'm going to be ruining your silly little romantic dance and exposing to everyone that you're trying to be superheroes. See how society will treat you when it realizes you're just a bunch of freaks. June reaches back with her hand, and you can see the blade appear in it suddenly. She then takes a quick step forwards and slashes at the exposed bony chest. The Skeleton King blocks with a claw and chuckles. I expected more of you all. Maya reaches out with one hand, and a huge bolt of lightning shoots up across the room, blasting the Skeleton King into pieces, leaving a huge scorch mark on the floor. Whoa, bit of warning next time. I didn't know I could do that. I was just kind of feeling it. I think he's gotten away. He probably had another body ready to escape with. That makes sense. Can we leave? It's so cold and lifeless here. Yeah, of course, let's get out of here. You all head out pretty quickly. It's nice to feel the sun on your skin again. Where do you think he's gone? I don't want to stop until there's not a single skeleton left. I don't think that's the best idea. I think we need to research a more permanent solution. Maybe Emily's aunt knows something that could help. Hey, that's a good idea. I might go and see if they're back at the skunk yet. Shouldn't we all be going back to school? Nah, dude, there's way too much going on for me to be able to do anything productive there. Yeah, I'm kind of stressed out. I might go and meditate in my garden. I need some time to center myself. I think I do the same. Mind if I join you? My usual spot is a bit far away. Yeah, of course. Can we just go home and watch TV? You're lucky I don't just bury you in Willow's garden. Hey, I had to try. June, Willow, and Emily wave and then start walking off. I'm going to go home and then get some real sleep. That sounds like a pretty good idea. Alana gives her one last big hug before waving goodbye. I kinda wanna blow off some steam. I might go home and grab my skateboard, find somewhere to relax. You should come with me to get some practice on your skates. I feel like you buy me all these presents. I like that you buy me all these presents, but the skates are so wobbly. I'm made for flying, not sliding. Remind me to get you a kite. A what? They both keep chatting as they walk away. When I get stressed, I like to go and play the drums in the garage. Just really bash them. Did you guys want to come and hang out at my place? Yeah, alright, that sounds fun. Mr. Muscles, want to join us? Yeah, sure. Just like our Caloroxus nights, huh? Emily? Oh, Leave that lame research stuff for now and come hang with us at Molly's place. Yeah, I don't want you sitting in the skunk on your own. Oh, sure. Okay, sounds good. Let's go then. I've had enough graves and skeletons for one day. How does someone end up like that guy? A curse, maybe? Some weird magical thing? In video games and movies, don't people become liches from studying necromancy and stuff? Oh, I guess so. I don't know that it's the same in real life. The inspiration has to come from somewhere, right? I mean, I guess there's lots of magical books you could read to turn you into whatever. But I think you have to want to be the weird thing you turn into really bad. You must have wanted really bad to be this weird skeleton thing. How sad. What an idiot. Could have been a dragon or something. Yeah, that's true. I don't think Mum's home. Or maybe she's doing art stuff in the basement. In the basement? What kind of art stuff? Like painting? Sure. Let's just go hang out in the garage. My dad built this in the garage so that he could do work stuff and not have to travel all the way out to the studio. He's been teaching me the drums for years, and lately I've been trying to learn one of his songs he wrote for me. This is his drum kit here. He lets me practice on it. Hey Zayden. This is my game, Winning Love by Daylight. Wow, it looks super cool. Oh, that's sweet. Is he the drummer in the band? Nah, he plays the guitar, but he's learned a lot of different instruments. Wow, this is such a cool setup. You've got basically everything you could need in here. Yeah, I come here after school to practice a lot. It's a good stress reliever. Did you want to hear the song I'm learning? I have a recording. Yeah, for sure. Molly walks over to the recording equipment at the back and presses play. Hey, this is pretty cool. Yeah, it's a special no lyrics looped version, so I can drum along and practice without the bridge or breaks or anything. That's pretty cool. Would you guys want to jam with me? I'm an art type, not a music type. I'll be the crowd though. I'm not diving onto you, dude. You don't have the muscles to handle that. I can probably play the keyboard, it looks electric. Just have to memorize the pattern. Would you sing for me, Emily? Oh, what? I don't know any of the words. I'm sure you can come up with something. Just follow along the melody. The melody. Sure, but if it's horrible, don't blame me. Molly moves around quickly setting up some bits while the recording plays in the background. Moving our microphone into place and making sure Maya is all set up with the keyboard. She then sits down behind the drum kit and pauses the recording. Ready? We are totally a band. 1, 2, 3, 4. It's pretty impressive. On the first try, it sounds amazing. You watch stunned as they all bring so much energy to playing the song. Molly has so much energy playing the drums. She seems to absolutely love it. After a moment of awkwardness, Emily seems to be really getting into doing the vocals. She seemed a bit unsure at the start, but you could totally see her singing in a band in the future. Maya seems to play the keyboard with ease, sounding just like the piano from the original recording. After a few minutes of playing, they all sort of screech to a halt as Molly spots her mum poking her head into the garage. Yeah, almost at 3:30. My channel's actually been growing pretty well lately. It's kind of good. Is that you, sweetie? Oh, Malakani assists you. I thought your father was home early and I got excited. Hey, Mum. We were just playing around with the instruments. You all watch awkwardly as Molly's mum eyes you all off. After a pause, Molly introduces you all. This is Emily, Maya, and Mr. Muscles. Oh, I don't care, sweetie. As long as you're having fun in here. I don't mind if you play with your food. Just don't be playing with my food. Zarabelle looks over at you like you've just had the lid of a silver platter lifted off you. Anyway, I'll be in the basement, working. She closes the door behind her heavily as she leaves the room. You can find it here. That's the link to the game on Steam. Everyone seems to breathe a sigh of relief at once. How about we go and get some snacks, Mr. Muscles? Oh, yeah, okay. You both want anything in particular? Neither reply, and both look quite deflated. Maya grabs you by the arm, and you head out to go around the block. I thought it might be a good idea to give them a minute. Emily seems exhausted after the stuff in the crypts. Yeah, she was so in charge. And it must have taken a lot out of her. I get it. After a whole day of being social with people at school, I just want to do nothing. See no one and be alone with video games, you know? Oh yeah. They could probably both use a minute. And coming back with some snacks should help. Good idea. What's up with Molly's mum? I don't know, dude. But she creeps me out hardcore. If it wasn't for the red horns and the red skin, I think they weren't related at all. Oh yeah. Sometimes people are just like their parents. And sometimes, because of their parents, people are the complete opposite. Definitely seems like opposite in this case. I wonder if I'm much like my parents. Hey, I'm sure they were super cool too. Because you certainly didn't get that from me. True. And hanging out with Emily all the time didn't make me all witchy. So maybe you have a point. Wait here a sec. I'll just duck in and get some chocolate or something. Yeah, alright. You watch through the window of the convenience store as Maya scoops up a few things into a basket and does a weird thing with the F-Boss machine and then walks out with a bag. Did you just... Yep. Shh. Isn't that... I didn't have any cash on me. Besides, it's just some rich guy paying for it. We are going to talk about this later. Yeah, but for now, there's chocolate. When you get back to the garage, the door is open, but no one is inside. Hey, where... Maya shushes you and motions for you to listen. You can hear Molly and Emily talking, but their voices sound really sad. You both awkwardly hang out in the garage so as not to interrupt, but you can still hear what's being said pretty clearly. And her calling you Moloch? She doesn't seem to see me for who I am. I'm half human and much more like my dad. All she sees is my ability to fulfill my grandpa's laid out destiny for me. Redeem the bloodline and I become Mum's ticket back home. But that place is not my home. And that person is not who I am. I'm supposed to be the son of the apocalypse, incarnation of Moloch, the ancestor of the end times. I used to be bigger and manlier and musclier. But I changed myself to be more who I am inside. I just want to be Molly who plays the drums. Molly who makes my dad laugh and watches silly cartoons. This is who I really am, who I've always been really. And it hurts so much that all she can see is who she wants me to be. Hey, come here. It's okay. Head pats will make it better. You sneak a peek into the living room to see if it's safe to interrupt. They seem to be okay, but maybe it's best to give them a minute. You look over at Maya, who seems embarrassed, and whisper, I would never have guessed she had so much going on. The cool girl she is now, our friend, is all that matters. We should do our best to look out for her. Yeah. You watch Maya go back to the garage door and knock on it. Hey, we're back with snacks. You hop back so as to not be standing near the door. Oh hey, what did you get? Just a bunch of random chocolates. Maya opens the bag for everyone to reach in and grab stuff. Chocolate milk, isn't chocolates? Oh yeah, that one's for me. Emily pulls out something that looks like a white chocolate. Molly gets something that looks like caramel. And you pull out something super colourful. Oh yeah, the popping stuff. Have fun. Damn, want to trade? Not on your life there, Chief. This milk was hand-selected by yours truly, a goddess. And no funky popping candy is going to be an acceptable trade. You can hear Molly's mum yell out from the other room. Moloch, sweetie, have you seen my rolling pin? Is it okay if we call that a day? Of course, we could all use some time to recover after today, I think. Though you'll text me later? Yeah, of course. Great jam sesh today, though. You kick ass at the drums. Oh, thanks. Come on, Mr. Muscles, let's get out of here. Okay. I had fun hanging out. Let's do something like this again sometime. Sure. Everyone exchanges some big smiles and some hugs. And then you and Maya walk home as the sun begins to set. Wow, this day went fast. Yeah. Feels like there's a lot more going on than we realize. Like, Molly has some great destiny to bring about the apocalypse. Isn't that like a demonic cliche though? I guess so. But like, it kind of makes sense. Molly's mum doesn't want to be here. And whatever weird stuff she's doing in that basement, I'm afraid to know. And I'm worried she's going to push Molly to be evil. Well, the best we can do is support her and hope that she makes the right choices, right? I guess so. I just don't want to see her get hurt. Me either. Her dad seems pretty cool, so hopefully he's a strong influence on her. Must be so tough. to be caught between two different worlds like that. For me, I just get to do whatever I want and look out for myself. I don't have any wacky destiny to fulfill that you know of. I saw that wild lightning thing you did earlier today. Next thing, you'll be flying around swinging a hammer. Yeah, I can totally fly. No way, you're having me on. Yeah, a little bit. But that would be cool though, right? It's like the all-time classic superpower. But yeah, I didn't know I could do that. It was like in my mind, I drew a line from his ugly face to my hand, and everything surged through me and into him. I was pretty shocked. Oh man, I didn't even mean the pun. So when are you going to get all superpowery? Or are you just going to nerd all these supervillains to death? I have no idea what's going on with me. Maybe your mum's secretly a demon and you're destined to bring about the apocalypse too. Wouldn't that be awkward? Double booking the apocalypse. Yeah, dude. Oh, I'm sorry you had this year booked. I'm so firing my assistant. Yeah. You should ask her when you get home. I'm not doing that. Yeah, dude, ask her. She already thinks I'm super weird. You are though. But yeah, okay. You're standing at the front of your house just talking for a while before you even realize. Alright, go home already. Yeah, okay. You gonna play some games tonight? Nah, dude, I'm beat. I'm gonna go get a pizza delivered and like vegetate. Find a show to watch and just recline until I don't have to worry about school in the morning. That doesn't sound so bad. Can I come? No, dude, you have to go hang out with your demon mum. Dang it. Alright. I'll send you an RSVP for the apocalypse. I'll bring a +1. Maya waves as she heads off. See ya, dude. Yeah, flying is kind of overrated. Teleporting is where it's at. Flying is so 1960. Teleporting is so 2022. You wave and head inside. Feels like you haven't been home in ages. As you step inside, you can see through into the kitchen that your mum is sitting at the table on her phone. She looks up as she hears the door close. Hey, Mr. Muscles, welcome back. How was your sleepover? Yeah, pretty fun. We ended up at Molly's place to play with some of her instruments. I didn't know you could play any instruments. Oh, I didn't. I was more of a cheerleader. Oh, okay. What's been going on? I feel like I've barely seen you all week. Well, yeah, a lot, I suppose. It's no big deal, though, I guess. You know you can talk to me. Once upon a time, I was your best friend, and we'd do everything together. You literally couldn't walk away, but I miss it. Yeah, okay, it's, well, I guess you know about the announcement. About the superhero being threatened? Yeah. Turns out there's a whole bunch of them, with some kind of magic. Willow, June, Maya, Emily, Molly, Alana, Kiana, Sophie. Oh, yeah. Excuse me. And the announcement was some creepy skeleton possessing spirit guy who's going to try and ruin prom as revenge for their getting in the way of his master plan. He kidnapped Sophie, but she's okay. And the other day, when Willow came over, we went and saw the forest spirit thing, and he said that I have some kind of magical powers. But I don't feel any different. And I can't seem to figure out what my powers might be. Wow, you do have a lot going on. You don't believe me? Why wouldn't I believe you? Kiana's mum, Kona, mentioned when we were playing squash on Friday that she's adopted some kind of space princess. Oh yeah, Alana. Kiana just absolutely wouldn't take no for an answer. Just wanted to protect the poor girl. Kona has no idea how to explain to her husband where the other kid comes from, so I guess that'll be a funny story we hear about later. And you remember how you grew up with all those Luxtra comics? Yeah? Well, they were a present from your grandma. I don't even remember her. Well, that's not a surprise, you would have been very little. The reason she got them all for you is that she is Luxra. And she wanted to be in your life in some way. Wait, she is Luxra? My favorite superhero is my grandma? Yeah, she looks the same age as me, it's super weird. But I don't think I've inherited her powers. Being a superhero doesn't really make much money. So, earning money from your likeness in comics was a pretty clever move. That's why she's never around though, she's always busy doing something important. Do we get postcards a lot? Does that mean I could have powers like her? I don't think it works like genetics where you inherit the same stuff your ancestors have. I think it's more like you inherit a potential. I was never threatened by a wacky skeleton at my prom. We just danced, and a paper mache shark fell off the ceiling onto us. It wasn't super exciting in comparison. Maybe through challenges you'll find an opportunity to see what you can do. I guess so. This is weird. This conversation. I was right where you are now, except it was my mum telling me that she's a superhero and can't be around much. At least this way we can still be best friends. It's a deal. But call me if there's any trouble you can't handle? Sure, sure. What's she like? Your grandma? Yeah. Energetic, optimistic, always trying to do too many things at once. I don't know how your grandfather puts up with it. Did you ever see her use her powers or anything? Is it just like in the comics? No, not really. I see her show up on TV, on the news or whatever. At home, she's just always trying her best just to be my mum. I guess I'm lucky in that I don't have to juggle those two things. I get to enjoy watching you grow up like she missed out on me. And you can have all the excitement of being a superhero. Anyway, your dad's just at the store trying to grab some stuff for dinner. He forgot to get the mints out of the freezer so it would defrost in time. But I'll call you when dinner's ready? Oh, yeah, okay. Man, Maya's brain is gonna melt out her ears when she hears about this. Okay. Oh, hey, by the way, I got your prom tickets in the mail today. Who are you going to ask? I'm not sure. You better do it soon. Our lady needs time to prepare. Oh, okay, Mum. You head up to your room. Your head is still swimming about all this information. Who knew your family was so cool? What kind of superpowers might you get if something goes down? It's all so much, but at the same time, less confusing. Willow was right. Talking to Mum was actually helpful. You log onto your computer thinking about what your mum said. You really should ask someone to prom. Well, I really am nervous about asking someone to prom. Let's just hope that someone is going to ask me. God, I hope Declan doesn't ask me. You head upstairs to your computer and find no messages waiting for you. After such a stressful week, it's a nicer break to have nothing going on. You think about who you would ask to be your prom date, but you feel really nervous about it. You wouldn't want to ask someone and awkwardly get rejected, and then be walking around doing superhero stuff with them. You also think about how normally you and Maya dodge these kind of events because she feels awkward seeing all the parents come and celebrate with their kids. It would suck for her to be abandoned by her best friend for a date. You sit, stewing, feeling a bit down about the whole thing. Maybe you'll get lucky and someone will ask you to be their date and everyone will be happy. You hear your mum call up to you from downstairs, letting you know dinner's ready. You head down, distracted by your own thoughts. It's lasagna, one of your favourites. You talk about how things have been stressful lately, and both Mum and Dad seem to be supportive of your whole superhero adventure. After dinner, you help Mum clean up in the kitchen, while Dad has to go back to work in his garage office. Mum enjoys spending some time with you after not seeing you all week. You both watch some TV show. It's a detective thing with lots of yelling and dimly lit offices. Then you end up going straight to bed, pretty tired and enthusiastic about getting some sleep in a real bed. You sleep so heavily that you don't remember any dreams. You wake up feeling pretty refreshed, but not that excited to go back to school. You're almost running late already, so you throw together an outfit and speed yourself to school. Just as you step outside, you can see Maya walking down the street, who waves to you. Morning, sleepyhead. You look like you just rolled out of bed. I did. Rough night. Good night, actually. I was kind of excited to sleep in my own bed for a change, too. I don't know, timber floors and a sleeping bag is pretty good for the posture. Excited to be back at school? No. I've enjoyed having to not be stressed about it. Yeah, but replaced with evil villain stress. Yeah, that ain't great either. You arrive at the front of the school where a few students are roaming about. Ready to go in? Yeah. You head towards your locker and a teacher spots you. Ah, glad I found you. You're going to be joining me and some of your other classmates in detention this afternoon for skipping school yesterday. You might have heard that Principal Damlers has gone missing, or whatever rumors are about. But I am now the acting principal and I'm not going to let anything slide. You're going to be meeting in classroom L3 to paint signs and prepare things for the prom after last period. Yes, sir. The acting principal glares at Maya. Yes, sir. He walks off in a huff. I totally knew that would get us in trouble for not showing up yesterday. Man, this sucks. I'm no good with paints. You better get into class. I don't want any more trouble. Yeah. You and Maya walk into your first class. Alana's already in there taking some notes about something. You wonder if there's going to be another ominous announcement this morning, but nothing ends up happening. The class is pretty quiet, and you do your best to focus on the classwork. When the bells rings, you're excited to be moving through the day. The day passes slowly like a daydream. You drift through your different classes, barely paying attention. You keep thinking about skeletons and prom and superpowers. Maths and English and history just feel so inconsequential. Hey, wake up. Huh? You look up to see everyone sitting around looking at you. It's lunchtime already, and you've barely realized it. You okay? Yeah. Just a bit daydreaming today. I keep wondering if the Skeleton King guy is going to attack today. Well, he did sort of threaten to, right? Or is he just waiting for the actual prom night? I don't know, should be worried? I don't think so. It sucks that we're all going to have detention after school. Yeah, it means we kind of can't spend time hunting him down or training or anything, really. Stuck sitting around painting decorations for a prom that might be cancelled. And that does feel a bit useless. What do we do? Probably best just to go through with detention. Chances are nothing will happen. And we can find a night where we can go and scout or patrol or something more useful. We should probably ride out the detention and do our best to not get in any more trouble. Yeah, we don't want to be stuck and being watched and need to be somewhere else. The whole point is keeping the secret, right? So we've got to try and lay low until we can do something at night. Maybe we could find a way to stop him haunting skeletons? Any ideas on how we could do research? I could check the net, but that feels less helpful. Emily, does your aunt have a special book for this kind of thing? Oh, I don't know. I'll have to ask and dig around a little bit. But for now, we go to class, act like normal teenagers, I guess. Flunk math, gossip about prom, go to detention and complain. Solid plan. The bell rings and you're already flung off to the next class. Today is already flying so fast. Civilizations as old as the Egyptians used bricks as an essential piece of their architecture. Clay mixed with straw was dried in the sun using a mold to get the right shape. Bricks were then laid on top of each other, only overlapping on halves, so that the weight of the structure was dissipated evenly downwards. Any wind or external forces wouldn't topple it so easy because it was anchored into the whole structure. Clay quarries were usually cut relatively close to where the clay would be used in nearby workshops or encampments. You completely zone out. The architectural and historical importance of the brick is somewhat less exciting than your actual life. The bell rings and people start to head out at the end of the day. You sit right where you are because this is the room that detention is in. The acting principal comes in and puts down some paints and cardboard for detention. He patiently waits while the other teacher gathers up her things and heads out. Then watches as the rest of your friends slowly all show up. Now that all 9 of you are here, I'm not going to be sitting here babysitting you. I have a whole bunch of things to get done. But I will pop back in from time to time to check up on you. You are not to leave this room for any reason. Now these paints and these boards are for making signs for the people that haven't been to the school before, parents, the band, whatever. We're going to need stuff like arrows and directions and bathroom signs and tickets and so on. Alright, get to it. Well, I guess I better get started. I don't even know how to do this. Painting is easy. Here, June lays out some of the cardboard sheets on the desk around you. Then put some of the paint tubs nearby. Grab the brush. June puts a paintbrush into Emily's hand and grabs one herself. And dip it into the tub a little bit, and then gently drag it across the page. Making letters is a little hard, so maybe we should draw those in pencil first. Oh, okay, that's not so bad. You all sort of naturally pair up around the different desks, but with there being 9 people, you end up standing with June and Emily. June hands you the paintbrush with some orange paint still on it. Here, I'll get started on the pencil stuff and you can fill it in as I go. Yeah, okay. Emily looks a bit out of her depth, but you both make a pretty good attempt at painting it. Emily doing the background and you painting in the lines of the letters. See, it's looking great. Tickets. Nice and visible. That was easier than I thought. It always looks so difficult when you see other paintings. Well, this isn't that complicated, fortunately. Kiana calls over from one of the other desks. It's getting pretty late. How long were we supposed to be in here? Why hasn't the teacher come back yet? Should we go and look for him? If we leave and get caught, we get in trouble. If something has happened and we do nothing, that seems worse. We should all go and have a look. All of us? Never split the party. Yeah, okay. Let's all go. Emily peeks out the doorway and everything seems quiet. You all slowly walk along the corridors of the school and it is eerily quiet. No one seems to be nearby. No students practicing instruments. No teachers wandering about. It's really strange. You all head into the big hall at the back of the school grounds, as it's the only place left. Oh, hey. I was just coming to find you. I knew it, you were that lame teacher all along. What? I literally just stuffed his unconscious body into this closet. Sure. I'm undead. I literally can't have a body of flesh. The Skeleton King sighs and then opens up the closet to show the knocked out body of the acting principal. Oh. Look, man, what do you want? I'm here to ruin the prom, isn't that tonight? I didn't see any decorations up or anything. That's at the end of the week. What day is it now? Friday, right? It's Tuesday. He sighs again. It's so hard to keep track of time down there. Why are you trying to ruin the prom? I'm trying to kill you all is too hard. If I ruin the prom, you'll all be depressed. You'll lose the motivation to be heroes anymore. It's much easier. Although maiming you might do the trick. You're all tense up and ready for a fight. June steps forwards and swings her blade outwards, which is quickly blocked by a ghostly claw. Emily shoots out a few fireballs, and the skeleton whips his cape around, and it seems to completely extinguish them on impact. Kiana charges forwards and swings a heavy fist directly into the center of his ribcage, only for him to deftly sidestep and hop aside. Alana starts to glow a bright yellow, and then a huge beam of light blasts right through the center of your ghostly foe. Whoa! You watch as he crumbles to dust, and a flicker of the ghost inside leaving. Holy crap, that was awesome. In all the games you play, the undead guys are weak to light. I figured I'd give it a go. Nice work. He's not dead, right? I don't think he can die, so long as there's another skeleton nearby for him to jump to. It's interesting. Because this was the first time he put up any kind of a fight. Yeah, Mr. Muscles is right. Maybe he was just waiting for a skeleton to get close enough as a backup. Trying to distract us by talking and then holding out for as long as possible. Then we're going to the mausoleum right now to get the rest of them. Yeah, okay. You're right. Let's go. It's already starting to get dark. It means that no one is looking for us at school at least. Do we have a plan? Walk in, smash everything until there's nothing left. I've had enough of this guy existing. What if that doesn't work? Well, we'll think of plan B when we come to it. Okay. Everyone is sort of power walking, so it doesn't take long to get back to the throne room in the mausoleum. Oh, you thought you might chase me down? What makes you think that will do any good? What makes you think your efforts are of any use? I am eternal. We gotta stop him from monologuing all the time. Maya extends a hand and hastily a lightning bolt arcs upwards from the ground towards the throne. The Skeleton King easily sidesteps it and takes a step towards Molly and slashes out with a claw. Out from the back of her hoodie, big black hardened bat wings form a cocoon around her, blocking his strike. Whoa. Come on. Willow tugs at your sleeve to get you to step back to safety. Does Alana have different colors of light for different things? Think of it like the way sunlight through a magnifying glass kind of works, where the ultra white light is like super bright and can burn stuff. That's kind of what he used to, what Alana used to blast a hole into the Skeleton King. But normally when she's crafting something, it's usually more of like an orangey color, where it's turning light into objects, if that makes sense. Willow tugs at your sleeve to get you to step back to safety. You take a step back with her, and the Skeleton King seems to notice, taking a great big step towards you. Alana jumps in between the two of you, and a great bony hand crashes through the lot of you, knocking you all to the ground. You can barely see anything while you're trying to crawl backwards to safety. You hear Willow shriek out, "Topi, no! No!" You see a boned foot and a taupey-coloured paste in front of you. What the Gripped by fear, you frantically crawl backwards as Kiana steps up to take a swing at the figure in front of you. You hear a flutter of wings as Molly lunges forwards and slashes a claw through the cape and bone. You do your best to sit up, but your hands are shaking so much. You okay? Yeah. You look over at Willow, who is sobbing into the bricks. Sophie and June are seemingly trying to console her. We are going to get him for this. We are going to annihilate him. Willow looks over at Kiana, and you see a glimpse of an angry face on Kiana that you wish you won't have to again. Alana calls over from the other end of the room. I don't think there's anything else here. There's another room back here with computers and stuff, but it's empty. What about the cave? There must be something through the cave. We are going. Everyone cautiously walks through the back wall of the throne room and into the cave. It's dark, but isn't as long as you thought it might be. Quickly, you all find yourselves in the middle of the woods. You can feel the breeze and hear the leaves rustle around you. It's already gotten so dark you can barely see anything. How are we going to hunt him down if we can't see anything? You hear someone click their fingers, and then all of a sudden a bright light is in front of you. Whoa, that's cool. A little something I've been practicing on weekends. Come on, let's go. You follow the giant flaming ghost T-Rex, using its light to see anything beyond the trees. But mostly you wonder how your life came to this ridiculous moment. You can't have gotten too far away. As you follow the flaming dinosaur, Emily sends up wisps into the sky to help illuminate the forest. Alana slowly and effortlessly hovers up into the air above you to get a better look. And you hear a huge flapping of wings, which makes you think Molly is probably up there too. But your eyes are straining against the forest floor looking for anything bone white. There, I see it. More to the left. Alana shines a light downwards like a searchlight, and Emily steers the giant flaming monster towards it. Kiana and June are already ready to pounce forwards, but you, Sophie, and Willow are both struggling to keep up with all the running. By the time you catch up, you see the T-Rex lunge forwards with a huge bite, only to be extinguished, and Emily to fall backwards into Molly's arms as she swoops down. You see skeletons everywhere, slowly climbing out of the dirt and appearing from beyond the trees to join the fight. Both Kiana and June are taking measured swings into their main foe, each trying to destroy him with a single blow. Alana and Molly are doing their best to protect them from above, while Willow causes a huge bright patch to grow around you to stop any more skeletons from joining the fight. Lightning crackles from the sky as Maya brings down a huge thunderbolt directly into the Skeleton King, only for him to reflexively block it with his cape, leaving him unharmed. Emily ignites her fists and lunges forwards towards him, trying to burn whatever she can touch. A bony foot kicks Kiana backwards into the briar wall, while June is busy trying to clear out the last of the skeletons that are inside the wooden wall. Emily, who is left alone with the villain, is knocked to the ground by his shadow claws, and he leans over and slashes through her midsection. Emily, no! You can't see any visible wound on her, but it's clear that she's been taken out. Molly swoops down into the light of the wisps around you, and for the first time you see her demon form. Molly opens up her jaw in a rage, and hot lava spews outwards directly onto the Skeleton King, melting him into char and ash immediately. All the skeletons banging on the briar wall slowly start to retreat as an ominous voice haunts the woods. I'm going to bring my entire skeleton army to ruin your frivolous dance, and there's not a thing you can do to stop me. I will crush everything you love and leave you all just husks of your former selves. His laughter echoes into the forest as he fades away. You hear Molly shift back into her regular form as she slumps down onto the forest floor next to you, exhausted. You finally bring yourself to look at Emily, who is lying unnaturally still, collapsed to one side of the briar circle. Willow, whose attention had been on maintaining the wall, finally turns to see what has happened, and immediately the wall collapses. No, not Emily. You can't. Willow holds Emily's head gently and cries into her face. You can see Emily's spirit slowly begin to ascend from her body. You are overwhelmed by grief. Everyone standing nearby can barely move, all stunned, watching their friend leave for good. Molly starts sobbing next to you. I will not let another die. Willow reaches out and grabs Emily's ghost and forces it back into her body. You can feel the power radiating from Willow as she does her best to save her friend. Come on, wake up, Emily. Wake up. Come on, wake up. Oh, Emily. You're okay, you're okay. I've got you. Hello. Did I just die? Maybe a little bit. Molly rushes over and wraps her arms around Emily super tightly. I'm so glad you're okay. I don't know what I would have done without you. Emily looks up at Molly and wipes a tear from her cheek, and gently replaces it with a kiss. I'm okay. We should go. I don't feel safe here. You all help Emily to her feet and start to walk out of the woods. What are we going to do now? He seems way more dangerous than I initially thought. I guess now we're hoping that Emily's folks have some kind of monster manual. A what? Yeah, like a guidebook for villains. Yeah, I'm not sure. I haven't really had a chance to look through our library. We should probably head right there. It's a good idea. I didn't even know I could do what I just did. Might be a good idea to get them to take a look at you. I feel okay, I do. Just a bit light. But yeah, see what my aunt says. Hopefully they can help. After wandering around the woods for a while, you are greeted by the familiar street lights of your town. Surely there's some kind of way to lift his curse. You better not be talking about me. No, the skeleton. Oh, that's more like a spell than a curse. Like a lich? Oh, pretty much. The necromancer creates a totem that helps them animated whilst undead. So we have to destroy something? Like an artifact? Maybe, or dispel an enchantment or something. How he manages to skip between bodies is an extra step I'm not sure about. Can't I just throw him into the sun? I'm not gonna say no. I don't know if we have any books about... Emily stumbles a little bit, falling into Willow, who catches her, and Kiana steps in to prop her up. Sorry. It's just, I feel a bit... Pretty sure I saw my dad. Just now? No, when I was... I don't know. I just feel this weird connection to something now. Like I've gotten up from my computer and forgotten to take my headphones off. Everyone looks over at Maya sternly. Sorry, I do that a lot. I feel like I could... You okay? Yeah, I just, I can see ghosts. Here? Yeah. She's just... Emily shakes her head clear. Anyway, I'm sure I'm fine. I'm fine. No, really I am. I think it's just part of my powers. My aunt's talked about stuff like this before. Just takes some getting used to, I guess. Are you sure? Yeah. Let's get back to the skunk. We've got a skeleton to yeet into the sun. Yeah. What does yeet mean? To like throw hard or something. She's gonna say that all the time. Come on, let's get back to the skunk. Mum? Esther? Shadow? What's up? Looking for a book to help us deal with the skeleton ghost thing? Shadow blinks slowly. And you want me to, I don't know, be helpful instead of sassy one time? Row! Queen, settle down. It's been a big day. Is anyone around? Esther was here before, but I think she went to get food. She should be back soon then. Can we just sit down and take a minute? Yeah, of course. Everyone scatters about the rooms and slumps into various chairs. Who do you want to go and sit with? Who do I want to go and sit with? I think I want to go and sit with Molly. You watch Molly walk to one corner of the room and slump down against the wall. She looks exhausted. You slowly walk over and slump down beside her, and she gives a weak smile. Hey, you okay? I'm not hurt, I guess. This looks like something is on your mind, though. It's just Emily. She seems to be okay. I'm sure she's fine. You try and give a reassuring smile, but she seems zoned out. No, like, she kissed me. Did I do something wrong? I don't want to be like my mum. I can't believe I've done this to her, tricked her into liking me like that. I don't want to be that person. Hey, whoa, you're okay. Small confession to make. Maya and I saw a little bit of you and Emily on the couch. And I don't think that you've tricked her into anything. She seems to really like you. She, like all of us, just wants to see you happy. But how could she possibly like me? I'm this disgusting creature. Some horrible monster that scares people unless I hide myself as best I can. Molly seems to be really shaken up, and you put your arm around her. I'm not scared of you, okay? We all actually saw you flying around kicking ass tonight. And you're not some monster or disgusting creature, you're just like us. Sophie catches your eye and sort of notices what's going on. You gesture for her to come over. Hey, are you doing okay, Molly? Molly doesn't really reply, she's just staring at her feet. I think she's having an anxiety attack. Sophie sits down at Molly's feet and grabs her hands. She starts singing a gentle song, and you feel all your muscles relax slowly. Whoa. You listen and can barely move. You watch as Molly seems to relax slowly. You're gonna be okay. We look out for each other. Molly nods a little bit, but doesn't really look up. You're our friend, and a cool one at that. The way you're passionate about music is super cool, and you absolutely rock the drums. Wait, you play the drums? Molly nods gently. Yeah, we hung out in her garage and played around the other day. And you didn't invite me? Next time, we're all getting together and having a big rock out together. Oh, okay. Feeling a bit better? Yeah, I'm sorry, I don't mean to be a pain. You are not at all. We love having you around. Thanks, Mr. Muscles. You've been so nice to me since I came here. Haven't really had any friends before. I'm not used to people being so nice to me. Mum's just so mean to me all the time. Sophie leans in and gives her a big hug. It's okay. We're always going to be here for you. Want us to give you a minute? Yeah, okay, thanks. Molly shows a weak smile, and Sophie follows you away into the center of the room. How did you learn to do that? Well, it's my first time doing it to someone other than myself. That was amazing. Remind me to find you next time I'm freaking out about something. Yeah, okay. I should go and check on some of the others. Yeah, okay. You look back over and Molly, and you can see that Emily is sitting next to her and they're both chatting and smiling. Looks like they'll be okay. As everyone is lounging around, Alana spots Shadow trotting into the room. Alana chases Shadow around to try and give her pats. Were we having a party I didn't know about? Esther! Emily runs over and gives Esther a hug. Where's Mum? Everything okay? Liz is still next door. We've had kind of a big night. We've been fighting a skeleton monster. Emily almost died. Well, I did die, but I got better. Slow down, I'm so confused. This is a skeleton? We think it's a lich. Alana pops up with the group, cuddling Shadow tightly. We were kind of hoping you'd have a book that could help us figure out what to do. I haven't really dealt with skeletons before. Probably got something if you have a look through the reading room we tucked away. Oh yeah. Thanks, Esther. We'll go take a look. Sure. You all hungry? Yes. Okay, I'll sort something out for when you're all done. You are the best aunt. Esther pops into one of the back rooms to